This is TWiT. Boy, you got the actors and the writers out. I don't think there's going to be a lot of new Hollywood material coming out in any time soon. Actors say one of the reasons they're striking is because Hollywood studios will sign deals that basically give them the rights forever to your digital likeness. And so the SAG-AFTRA is saying we want to prevent this. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers say, well, we have something that's going to protect actors. But the groundbreaking proposal, according to The Verge, that they offered is that background performers should be able to be scanned, get 1 day's pay, and then the company owns the scan, the image, their likeness, and could be able to use it for the rest of eternity on any project they want with no consent and no compensation. That's their proposal.
Sounds like a great deal.
And like they showed that they showed Netflix there with the latest Black Mirror season.
Yes. Yes.
That first episode, Joan is Awful.
I haven't seen it. Tell me what it is. Did they digitize Joan?
Yeah, you'll love it actually, because it's about when you agree to the terms of service.
Yeah.
In there was Netflix was saying we can own your likes, and basically what this says, and that we can do whatever we want with it, and you're not going to get any money and any compensation.
That's standard boilerplate. I have to say, when we would, if you came on Tech TV back in the day, and maybe you did, I don't know, we would give you a contract that said we own the rights to this to be used in any form of media now existing or to be invented in perpetuity. That's just normal.
The difference here was this was the consumers, though, who just watched Netflix.
Oh, wow. No, I don't think that's...
It wasn't for the actors, although the actors were doing it, too. So then what happened was Joan had a bad day. She came home. She turned on Netflix. And then one of the first shows... It's not called Netflix, though. It's called Streamberry, which is a really great name. In fact, if you go to Streamberry, you can create your own... Blah, blah, blah is awful. So I created a Daniel's Awful show, and it does the whole banner.
Here it is, streamberry.tv. Somebody who set this up? Was it the Black Mirror folks, or is it?
Yeah, it was Black Mirror Netflix. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Netflix.
Whether your name is Joan or not, you are the star of the show. Take or upload a photo of yourself. You could be the next star of Streamberry. Well, wow. That's cool.
So what happens, Joan comes home from work. She turns on Streamberry and is watching it with her boyfriend. And the show comes on called Joan is Awful. And the lead is Selma Hayek. I think it was Selma Hayek.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But she has the same haircut as Joan does. And they start watching it. And Joan's horrified to find that it's basically her day acted out. And what they're doing is they're using, Selma Hayek actually didn't act. They just used her face because she signed a contract saying that they can just use her face for whatever they want. And so the show is entirely generated by AI, not in real time, but a couple hours later.
Oh my God, they've done it.
It's beautiful.
And so all her friends and family end up watching it. And like they're all like learning about all the secret stuff she's been saying and doing, and that's why it's called Joan is Awful, because it makes her look really bad, even though what she was doing wasn't really bad. And sometimes they take liberties with some things to add drama. And then as the show progresses, it turns out that they plan to do this for everyone who signs up for Streamberry, that they're all going to have their own show.
Wow, it's a little like it's a little kind of Truman Show, except it's everybody.
Yeah.
That's
Leo. That has to be,
wow.
That has to be the name of this episode. Is
Leo is awful.
Just
yeah. There you go. Yeah,
it's our 18 plus, 100% match, one season. I am awful. Wow. That's gonna be.
I have to admit though, it was one of the funniest episodes I've seen them do. It's a riot, and Selma Hayek is just incredible in it.
She's so
and it has a very meta ending to it that kind of just really starts to hurt your brain in terms of how deep the AI and supercomputer thing goes. But it's it's not much different from what this is proposed with these actors, which is pretty absurd in my opinion. That like, I almost get like, we can scan you and use you, but the no compensation part
forever and ever. Amen.
I mean,
yeah.
Like if they had compensation, like I could see the benefit there for the actor, maybe like, but nothing and not even an acknowledgement. That's just like, I don't know.
I think that you could probably use digital simulacra as a threat too. Like if you don't sign this, you're getting nothing. Like we're just going to create our own Tom Cruise or Selma Hayek or whatever. Like, you know what? You don't like it? There's new movie stars all the time.
I think there's also plenty of artists who would just sign it, right? And say, fine, okay. Give me
the new ones.
Yeah.
Look, work is work.
Well, yeah, I guess if you're the extremes, right? If you're super wealthy and you don't care, they might do it, or you're old and getting ready to die, or if you're poor and you have no other option. To the scene.
I should mention,
and if you're super young, new.
AMPTP says, no, we never said that. It's you'd get compensated for that show or movie, but if we were going to reuse it, we'd have to negotiate with you for
but no residuals.
Yeah, or maybe no residuals. You know what? If SAG-AFTRA wants to strike, I'm no longer a member. I'm on I don't know, on vacation or something because I don't do the radio show anymore. But I was a longtime member of SAG-AFTRA. If they want to strike, I support them. I think writers want to strike, I support them. They create great 100%. Stuff for us, and it's clear that the moguls are making plenty of money. Just share a little bit.
It's important to support unions.
Yes.
Yeah, I do think this is a prime example of what I mean by I'm glad that people are speaking up now about these things because, imagine if that became the norm and people didn't speak up and that just became our new reality.
Yeah.
Anyone see the Fran Drescher speech?
She's on fire. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The nanny is the president of SAG-AFTRA and she is great. I voted for her and I support her. Let me see if I can, should I play a little bit of this? Let me see. Bob Iger says, we don't care. Disney doesn't need these guys. He said, this was at the Sun Valley, conference. Bob Iger said, they're not being realistic. So Fran Drescher said in response, I found his remarks terribly repugnant and out of touch. You have to do it in the nanny's accent, though. Positively tone deaf. I don't think it served him well. If I were that company, I would lock him behind doors and never let him talk to anybody about this because it's so obvious he has no clue into what is really happening on the ground with hardworking people that don't make anywhere near the salary he's making. High 7 figures, 8 figures. This is crazy money they make. I don't care. And they don't care if they're land barons of a medieval time. I want to find a recording of that. That sounds... I want to hear her say that.
I guarantee you can make AI make that
AI
happen,
could do it.
Give that speech in the voice of the nanny performed by Fran Drescher. I'm sure that could be done. I was going to say, though, like what's interesting, too, is none of this is completely new, of course, right? On Netflix, they're running that really good short series about American Gladiators. And that was the theme of that show, where all the members were getting paid. The Gladiators were barely getting anything. They're getting no residuals. They're getting nothing from the toys.
It's terrible.
And then, then they kind of gathered together almost as a union, but not quite. And they went and said, hey, we would like more money. They got fired on the spot. And it was Samuel Goldwyn. He's like, we don't renegotiate.
Yeah.
And that was it. It's just like, that's been going on forever.
From your old employer, Dan, here's a little of Fran Drescher.
Thank you. Thank you, Duncan. And thank you, everybody, for coming to this
That's her voice, isn't it?
Today. It's really important that this negotiation be covered.
I have to say, she's a great president of SAG-AFTRA. The cast of Oppenheimer... ready to promote the movie.
It was already in the grip.
Oops, sorry. Stop that. It walked out of the London premiere of the movie when the strike was announced. They said, we're on strike. Bye-bye. which makes you wonder who's going to promote these films if the actors won't show up. This is not good. Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, and Matt Damon walked out from the London premiere of Oppenheimer to, quote, write their picket signs ahead of the strike Thursday evening. Yikes.
And Damon has a long history with labor. I mean, he's always been active in that scene anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
John Cusack had a great Twitter thread. I think he was talking about his sister, Joan Cusack, about her getting paid a seventh of what the male stars of her show were getting, and not even getting, she was always a guest star because they could pay her less, even though she was on every episode. And yeah, there's all sorts of predatory practices in Hollywood. Are you surprised? Especially for women. And yeah.
It's so unfortunate just because this summer felt like the first summer.
I know. We were coming back, baby.
With the movie theaters.
Got some good movies.
Like, it's just like, wow, it's some really good stuff in the cinema now, you know? And it's just like, oh, now the breaks, everything has been put on pause.
Yeah. Are you Barbie or Oppenheimer? Which
I have to admit, Barbie looks up there with like the Lego movie, where the Lego movie shouldn't have been that good.
Yeah.
And then like I see this stuff on Barbie, I'm like, oh, this might actually be legit pretty hilarious. So I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, Oppenheimer is going to be amazing too.
Dan is our social conscience here.
No.
Should we strike these movies? Should we not go see these movies?
No, she goes see movies.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Movies are fun.
I was worried. I was a little bit worried, but I actually do support it. I wonder, though, I mean, the effects of a strike aren't going to be felt for a long time because a lot of stuff is already in the pipeline. It's not going to be for 6, 7, 8 months, maybe a year before we start seeing nothing, a bunch of reality TV, depending on how long the strike goes on. Producers.
And the writers have been on strike already.
I know.
For months now.
Producers, do the right thing. Take care of the writers. Take care of the actors. Please. We want our shows. Nobody here is unionized, though, right? Okay.
I was once part of the WGA. I was actually a part of
Were you in the Writers
Yeah,
Guild?
I was in the Writers Guild.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you go out on strike last time?
No, I wasn't a part of them
You were
anymore.
5 years old last time. That's why. Yeah. I guess. I mean, I don't know what I would have done I was in AFTRA, the American Federation of Radio and Television Artists, but then they merged with SAG a few years ago. So I have my SAG-AFTRA card. I guess I would have had to. We're not a union signatory. I could keep doing the show. Podcasts they don't care about.
I was an IATSE for a long time.
Were you a stagehand?
No, theater projectionist.
Oh, projectionist.
In fact, I organized a union. Yeah, I actually organized my movie theater.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was a college project. My best friend and I came home for college. We're like, yeah, screw this. We're going to organize a union. Totally did it. It was awesome.
College kids, go back to school.
Exactly.
Ruining our lives. This episode of Tech Break is brought to you by ACI Learning. The days of boring training methods are over. Meaningful impact shows up as high engagement, which translates to optimal performance. Your team deserves to feel entertained and empowered to keep your organization secure. Fill out the form at go.acilearning.com/twit for information on a free 2-week trial for your team.